while people join in, I want to respect each and every one of your time. So let's get started. And as I was sharing my story, I've been in the business for 9 years now. Started in India in 2016. Started building the business all over India, and then I came to Dubai. Pretty much opened up the market here. In fact, there was no office, so we brought in the sales, which gave Mr. Oshiro the confidence to open up an office here. And it's been about 7 years now in Dubai. And then I went to Nigeria, helped the company open up the office there, and Turkey as well. So pretty much, that's been my journey with Enagic. And today I'm so privileged and humbled to be sharing this new technology with each one of you because I've been using it for more than a year now. I think close to 2 years this June. So I really love this product. In fact, it's connected in my house here, and the reason why, I joined Enagic initially because I used to work for Amazon.com. We have a lot of our friends from the US joining us today. So I used to work for Amazon.com in 2013. I worked there for 3 years, and in less than 2 years, I was promoted 4 times. And I was about to relocate to Seattle for a better position and, to improve the standards of my life and livings and to give the best life for my parents. So, but that was when Enagic fell on my lap. And this is 2016. I needed the product, the Kangen machine. I love it absolutely. This is the water I drink 24/7. Okay. In fact, I don't even remember the last time I purchased bottled water. Okay. Of course, when my Kangen water runs away, I run out of Kangen water, then I get the bottled water in the flights or something like that. But I don't actively go and purchase. So you can imagine the kind of savings that I've had in the last 9 years, right? But more than that, I bought the machine because my mom was a cancer survivor and my father was diabetic. So in my first week of using the machine, my mom's constipation went away. In fact, I used to have severe constipation and cold, flu, running nose constantly every month. It was so bad that in my desk, okay, let's imagine in every desk in Amazon, there used to be a tissue box and, of course, a dustbin, right? But in my desk, there would be three tissue boxes and two dustbins because that's how bad my running nose and my flu could get every month. And the housekeeping staff knew it, okay? And it's been now 9 years now. Touch wood, I've traveled to more than 16 countries building this business, um, different weather conditions. I've not had that cold, flu, cough, or anything like that, regardless of my situation. So that is something that I really attributed because I didn't change anything else. In fact, my travels have increased, so I attribute it to Kangen machine. So the reason why I really want to share this with each one of you is because when Enagic brings in something, they bring in something that is life changing. So it was not even I didn't even have to think twice before I got my Anespa, before I could get my Ukon. And it was exactly the same reason why I didn't even think twice when emGuarde was launched for the very first time in Malaysia. I just saw the demo, which you will all see later. It was a very short demo, 1 minute, and I said, okay, I need this product. Okay, and I got two, one for myself and one for my parents back home. And I travel with this I travel with this every time, everywhere I go, in the flights, in my car, with me, when in my house, everything. So, how many of y'all, it's your first time, you have no idea about Enagic, you've been invited here by your friends, your colleagues, someone that wants you to have a look at this, please type one in the chat. If it's your first time, you have no idea about Enagic. And those of y'all, if it's your second time, or I mean, if you already know about Enagic, maybe you've been in the business or with the company longer than I have been, please type number two in the chat. And I'd love to hear how long have you been with Enagic? It's good to know your journeys as well. We will interact more during this phase of the demos and also personally later we can connect. So I'd love to know your journey and your story. So two since July. That's last year, I believe. So Elizabeth, but new to emGuarde. All right, all right. Angie says 1 year. Very nice. So let's hear from the rest of you. How long have you been with Energic? Yes, yes, 7 months now, calling in from NYC. I still remember, we connected. I apologize. I couldn't meet you because my time was very short in the city. So, but yeah, Dan Lupu, 2 to 4 years. Oh, no, no. Okay. You're number two and you've been in the business for 4 years. Great. Yes, yes, I really loved. I'd like to come back, when the weather's better and when it is during summer, of course. Yeah. All right. So that's good to hear from most of you. Some of you are still yet to respond. Guys, this works both ways, okay? It's not a presentation where you just come in there and listen, you shut down, you shut off everything and you just listen. It's not a one-way meeting. I'd love my presentations to be more interactive, so please use the chat box to type in everything. And by the way, if you have any questions, we will take questions at the end of the presentation because the way how this presentation is designed is it will answer all your questions as we progress with the presentation. But if you still have any questions, we will take them at the end of the presentation. I hope that's okay. And having that established and getting to know all of you. And if you've not turned on your camera, I mean, it's a good time to turn on your cameras so that we can see each other. Okay. 1.5 years, or no, okay, you're in between 1 and 1.5. Okay. Found Kangen water when my wife started chemo, have been drinking from the firehouse, learning since then. Okay. Great, great. Like your sense of humor, Christopher, but I hope your wife is doing good now, doing better. Yeah. So my mom is a cancer survivor as well, and she had severe arthritis. So that's what inspired us to get the Kangen machine. And I quit my job immediately after we saw the results, and there's no turning back. Right? Life has been great. And the most important thing is our ability to impact other people's lives, and to change their life for the better. So that's something I want to leave you guys with. And of course, we'll be talking more as we progress. Let's jump straight into this product here, emGuarde. What does emGuarde stands for? It stands for electromagnetic guard. Okay. And why do we need this? Let's watch this short video to understand why we need this product. Okay.
With a few strokes of the keyboard, it allows us to communicate with people across the globe. With a push or touch of a button, it keeps us engaged and connected. The world now pushes for higher connectivity, faster serving and downloading speeds, from 3G to 4G and now 5G. But what is also true is that with every apparent communication advancement, we are increasingly putting ourselves at imperceptible health risks. Our five senses cannot detect this form of wireless hazards, but our body can. With longer hours using wireless headphones during office meetings, every wireless device that our toddlers or children plays on, any types of microwave oven we use to bake our cakes in, or induction cookers that we use to cook our food. While this enhances our life, we are not realizing how we are exposing ourselves and our loved ones with high levels of radiations.
The World Health Organization says there are some indications of an increased risk of glioma for those who reported the highest 10% of cumulative hours of cell phone use.
The reality is there's a significant increase in glioblastomas. Unfortunately, they're very, very deadly.
I have listed peer-reviewed studies establishing the connection between non-thermal radiofrequency radiation from cell phones and brain cancer known as glioblastoma.
Most cell phones have a warning in them that say to hold the phone away from your body to avoid radio frequency exposure, but most of us don't know about this warning.
The WHO has classified EMF as possibly carcinogenic to humans, Group 2B, a category used when a causal association is considered credible.
See, my friends, radiation can harm the body internally. We need to protect ourselves more than ever to adapt to the new wireless world. Start protecting your own bodies and those around you so we can all live a better and healthier life.
All right. Take care of your body. It's the only place we live in. So, this is a wonderful revelation, and especially this video kind of tells us why we need to protect ourselves, and why it's the perfect time, because things are only going to get more advanced in terms of technology. I love technology because without technology, we won't be connected today. Right. So I love technology. I truly, enjoy learning more about new technology and gadgets. But at the same time, we need to protect ourselves from all these radiations that is emitted from all these gadgets. So the reason why we need to protect ourselves is because 30 years ago, when we were growing up, I'm 31 years old now. This June, I'll be 32, right? But when I was growing up, this was how life was. And most of you all could relate to this. Everything was outdoors. We had a lot of family time, personal time. But right now, if you see the lifestyle, even adults, especially kids and adults, we all are exposed to all these gadgets, 24/7. And even when we go to sleep, we put the phones right next to us. And have you ever wondered what kind of damage that these all these things are actually causing to us? Right? Even at school, yes, that's right. Even at school, schools have become smart, and kids are recommended to carry their gadgets, their iPads and their laptops to the school because everything is electronic these days. So the screen time has increased a lot. Okay. So today, unlike, these three pollution like water, air, and noise, we have to be worried about something called as electromagnetic pollution. Now, this is dangerous because it doesn't directly impact our senses. Like, you won't be able to see these radiations, you won't be able to feel, smell them, or hear them, but they are all around us, emitting all these waves that our body's absorbing every single time. And let's look at what are the different sources of radiation, because cell phones and laptops are not the only sources of radiation. I tell people that as long as it has battery and it has electricity, it is emitting all the radiation. Okay. So imagine this: if you walk into your room today and if you could see all these waves in the environment, would you still stay in the room? The answer would be no, right? Because it freaks us out, and I would just step out immediately. But what if I tell you the rooms that you're in today, if you don't have emGuarde with you, you're probably absorbing all of these radiations. Scary, isn't it? Right? So how do you protect yourself, and how do you stay protected? Okay, of course, emGuarde is the solution, right? But let's look at the harmful effects of these radiations, okay, on continued and long-term use. 14 years ago, WHO published this article classifying these radio frequencies as possibly carcinogenic to humans. And they even say that it has an increased risk for glioma, a malignant type of brain cancer, okay, with wireless phone use. And you can even see this on if you're using iPhones, okay? If you're using iPhone, and you could do this for me, you could go to settings, you can click on general, and if you're with me, you can do it together. Go to settings, select general, then scroll down, select legal and regulatory, and click on RF exposure. And you can read the fourth paragraph. And they clearly say that, Uh, it's a disclaimer right there that to reduce the exposure to RF energy, use hands-free options such as the built-in speakerphone, headphones, or similar accessories. Okay, so basically, even it's on our mobile phones, and France had ordered Apple to stop selling the iPhone 12 for emitting too much electromagnetic radiation. And this was public. This news was all over the internet, right? So exactly, this is what we all see in the settings, you know, on our phones. So let's look at the difference between ionizing and non-ionizing radiation. Okay, there are a lot of different types of radiation in the world, right? We are not exposed to all of them, But let's talk about the two different spectrum. The first one is ionizing. Ionizing radiation is actually extremely harmful, even for a short exposure. So gamma rays, X-ray, UV rays, they're all, in the range of ionizing, right? But unfortunately, X-rays and gamma rays, we are not exposed to them every day. Even if you go to get an X-ray, you get it for like a second and it's done, right? But how about these radiations? All of these radiations, these are non-ionizing radiation, low-level radiations, but you're exposed to them on a longer period of time, right? So that is why it's more dangerous because we are exposed to them in a long period. It affects us badly, and we got to protect ourselves from these radiations. Okay. And especially what we are looking at is anything between 1 megahertz to 1 gigahertz. Okay. This is the frequency at which our bodies also absorb the radiation, and something that we are, because radio frequencies and microwaves is something that we are exposed to every day. So what does emGuarde do? Okay, when you turn on the emGuarde, it sends out harmonic frequencies to effectively suppress targeted electromagnetic noise radiation between 3 megahertz to 1000 megahertz. That is 3 megahertz to 1 gigahertz within a 4-meter radius or 8 meters of diameter. So this harmonizing method achieves a balanced atmosphere while preserving the natural ambient frequencies. So it does not disrupt the intentional signals. So you still get, you're still connected to your mobile phone, you're still connected to your internet, your telecommunication signals, but at the same time, the harmful frequencies are being suppressed here. Okay, so that is what emGuarde does. So now let's look at what is the range at which the body absorbs the radio frequencies. So according to FCC is the Federal Communication Commissions in the US, they say that the frequencies that the body absorbs the most is between 30 megahertz to 300 megahertz. Okay. And this is the frequency of different organs of the human body. For example, the brain is 72 to 90 megahertz. Okay, the normal frequency, because there is a high functioning, there's a low functioning brain, the kids and the adults, a lot that. So most of the brain functioning is between 72 to 90 megahertz. Normal brain frequency is about 72 megahertz. The rest of the organs are all in the range of 30 to 300 megahertz. Now, why is this important for us to know? Because of something called as resonance. And I'm going to play this video. You can see the 512 hertz tuning fork. When you hit it, the vibration doesn't do anything to the 440 hertz. But the moment you use the 440 hertz tuning fork, when you hit it, these waves creates a disturbance, which is also known as resonance, right? So which makes the ping pong balls to move. So again, I'm playing this 512 hertz, makes no difference. But when the frequencies are the same, right, it creates a resonance. So that's why what happens is in the environment, right? All the gadgets and all the things that we are surrounded with, the unwanted disturbance or unwanted leakages in the range of 30 to 300 megahertz. And when your body is absorbing all these radiations, it creates a disturbance damaging the cells. So that's why we need to protect ourselves from these radiations. And let's watch this video, what Dr. Satwinder Singh has to say about the kids' brain, and also the adult brain, okay, and also the bone marrow. Let's watch this.
The children's brain, like the hypothalamus, it tends to absorb 1.5 to 2 times more electromagnetic fields than an adult. But if you look at the child's bone marrow, it absorbs an amazing 10 times more electromagnetic radiation than an adult. The brain is much more absorbent, the skull is thinner, and because the relative size is smaller, if I give you the same dosage, your smaller tissue is going to absorb more than the bigger tissue. The first thing you have to do is keep the appliance that's emitting the radiation further apart from you, like handphones, off all power points when they're not in use. Number 3, you could use electromagnetic field harmonizers, which will balance out the radiation side effects from the appliance.
Yeah. So you can see that He says, keep the gadgets away, appliance away, which we all know is an option. But how many of us can actually do that? We always connected to these gadgets. So the second best, or the best thing for us to do is to use harmonizers. Okay. Now, let's look at what are the effects that these radiations have on male fertility. We keep the phones in our pockets, and these are all the, effects that it has on men and also women also, because, when you put your laptops on your in your laps, right, it causes a lot of issues um, in the fertility and reproduction and all that. Let's look at this EMF Health Survey 2019. They actually tested 871 people for the kind of problems that you experience and believe are related to EMF exposure. 71% of them had sleep problems. So, how many of you all have trouble sleeping when you have these gadgets around you? And you've probably noticed that when you keep them away from you, probably you have a sound sleep, right? I used to notice that before. And 64% of them have fatigue issues, concentration, memory, or learning problems. 61% of them have this, and all these problems. And these are all problems that we see in every household, right? Now, we're not saying it is what do you say, EMF is the only reason why people get all of this. There could be many other reasons, but yes, these are problems that people experience nowadays. And if you see the kind of surge in terms of using these gadgets and exposure to all these radiations are very high. In fact, the gadgets are getting closer and closer to our bodies. For example, if you use those, what do you call that? Um, Glasses, those headsets, the VR headsets, and all of that. It's like right next to the brain. It's like you're cooking your brain. And there's a book also written by a doctor in Philippines called Dr. Pinky. She talks about stop cooking your kid's brain. Okay. And not just the kids, but even us as well. So why do we need the emGuarde? First of all, it's a patented technology. So you will not find this solution anywhere else in the world except emGuarde. So what is the patent? The first patent is it harmonizes targeted high frequency electromagnetic noise radiation up to 1 gigahertz or 1000 megahertz. Okay, this, for some of you all who don't understand this, it could be Latin or Greek, right? But this basically means that it suppresses all these harmful radiation that's around us. Okay. Now, the second patent is it helps improve our blood circulation. It's very easy to use. It's less than half a kg, kilograms, or I think less than I think it's about 1 pound. If you're from the West, mostly people use pound and ounce, right? So it's about 1 pound. The weight of the product, very small, easy to use, Type C power supply. So you can, and make sure you use the cable that comes with the emGuarde, because the pin is a bit longer than usual Type C. Okay, so we need to use the cable that comes with the emGuarde for optimum coverage. All right. Um, all right. So guys, thank you for your questions. As I mentioned, I will come back to you after this presentation, right? So this is basically just a small visual to show you that it covers 8 meters. So when just place it right in the middle of the house, typically, 8 meters of diameter or 4-meter radius. So you can just, calculate that in your house, which is the best location. If you have a bigger house, you'll need more than one. I have families buying like 3 or 4 because they have multiple floors. They live in villas, so we need more than one devices. Okay. Now, let's look at this report from a very prestigious university in the US for pharmaceutical sciences. So they wanted to test the effective range of emGuarde, okay, for its ability to suppress the white noise. So what they did was they placed the emGuarde in 4 different homes, 2 different offices, and 4 different labs. What they saw was that in homes, it could give you a suppression of 99% or 98% up to 6 meters of radius. Although Enagic claims 4-meter radius, but the report says 6 meters. So that's a good news. So 6-meter radius means 12 meters of diameter. But we all know Enagic always wants to underpromise because every home situation could be different. So, and of course, offices, the protection, the suppression goes lesser because of too many gadgets. So there's a lot more of radiation interference in the environment, but you can still see it gives a good coverage for 3 to 4 meters radius, right? In an office setup, in labs, you can see 90, 98%, 84%, up to 6 meters of coverage.
This is
So
called the SDR
let's
software.
watch this
It's
video.
gonna actually detect the electromagnetic interference in this area. So what David is gonna do now, he's going to actually turn on the software. You can download this software on your Android phone. You just have to pay a couple dollars, you get the software. So I want you guys to see. Just zoom in on the phone, Ben. You can just take a look at this. I don't know if you guys can hear it. So the software is connected to a dongle that connects to an antenna, and the antenna is receiving the interference around this room. It's unbelievable. Take a look at the chart. It is crazy, absolutely crazy. We have not seen this anywhere else. Okay, so now what we want to find out is, if we have the emGuarde, what can it do to us and what can it do for us? So it's not connected. Now I'm going to put next to the SDR software. I'm going to turn it on in 3, 2, 1. Look at the wave spectrum. It's gone down. I'm going to unplug the emGuarde.
How about this suppression?
All right. Take a look at the suppression, guys. Here, take a look at the suppression. Boom. With the emGuarde turned on. If you guys are watching this, I want you guys to bring your emGuarde everywhere you go, especially in cities like this, and make sure you always keep yourself protected. See you guys soon.
All right. So this is a tool that we use to show people the exposure to the radiation. It's called the SDR software. So you connect the antenna through a dongle to your Android phone, and you could see the noise. The reason why you could hear it is because of the speaker. But if there is no speaker, it doesn't mean there's no noise in the environment. It's still there, right? And your brain is absorbing and feeling all of this. So when you turn on the emGuarde, you could see the level of suppression. So that's why it is very important that we show this to those that are interested to know more about our products. Now, I want to share with you before I move forward. We have other demos as well, but I won't show you that. But at the same time, I also want to share with you some of the benefits of emGuarde. Now, this is actually from Dr. Megda Havish. She's a Canadian researcher and professor. Her work focuses on the biological effects of electromagnetic radiation on the human body, or otherwise known as electrosmog. Okay. Now, she actually discovered that because of all these exposure towards laptops, mobile phones, 70 minutes of using computers, this is how the red blood cells becomes. They actually get stacked to one another. And this is just 10 minutes of using mobile phone. It's much worse. And if you look at your screen time, some of y'all, it'll be in hours together. Okay, my phone, I think my screen time is at least 7 hours every day. I'm using my phone. And this is just 10 minutes of using mobile phone. You can see this. And this, what she was able to discover was when a clean red blood cell environment. So this was as per her research, that if you put yourself in an environment free from all these electromagnetic radiation, okay, then your blood cells will be like this. So this is something that she has proven and all that, right? Now, without the emGuarde, how can you achieve it? Yes, you can achieve it if you go to like a place like this in my background. You go to a forest, you go to a park, keep all the gadgets away. Then you can stay away from all these radiation, and then you test your blood after 2 hours. Your blood will look like this. But when you come back home, you start using all your gadgets and everything. Again, your blood gets stacked up. So basically, the 2 hours of sitting in the park is also of no use then, right? So because at home, we are all exposed to all these radiations around us. So how do we protect ourselves 24/7? Now, oops, what happened to my presentation? Apologies. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, all right. Uh-oh. All right. Now, this is a live blood analysis of a person in his late 60s before and after emGuarde. So this was 20 minutes of using mobile phone before emGuarde, when the emGuarde was switched off. And you can see all the red blood cells are all stacked to one another. And this is after turning on the emGuarde, he continued using the mobile phone for another 20 minutes. I know this gentleman personally, right? And you can see the red blood cells. And I've done something similarly as well. And my red blood cell separations were even better, actually, because, sometimes what happens is it also depends on the age in terms of our metabolism, right? But of course, you can see the huge difference in just 20 minutes. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you here is from the analysis and the report that Dr. Magda Havas was able to prove from her uh, studies, right? We're able to achieve that with an emGuarde. And emGuarde is the only product in the world that even without touching it, if you even place it at a distance, it is still able to improve your blood circulation. Okay, so this is the second patent of the emGuarde. Now, some of y'all might be wondering, okay, why do we need these special detectors and why can't I just use any random detectors that's there in the market that also talks about, detecting electromagnetic radiation and stuff like that, right? So I'm going to show you this, which probably some of y'all might have not seen before, but I'm going to show you this. So let's imagine this is a typical home. These are the different kind of gadgets that's in most homes. These are different kind of appliances in most homes, right? So there are three types of radiation, three types of energies in the environment. The first one is called the electromagnetic field. Now, this is actually generated from the AC power, that is the alternating current. So from all the electric lines, this energy is generated, the electromagnetic field. Okay. Now, this by itself is not harmful because it's just giving the electricity. Now, this is the signal transmission radiation, which is basically all the signals from the antenna, from your mobile phones, laptop, television, all of that, where they communicate with each other. So this is the signal transmission radiation. Okay. Now there are detectors that just detect the electricity. There are detectors that just detect the signal transmitted from these gadgets. Right now, just the presence of these two does not harm you. What harms you is basically the byproduct of these two radiations, which is everything in red. Okay, so everything in red that you see is actually the byproduct, is what we call the leakage or the disturbance or the white noise that is emitted from all these gadgets. And to detect this is why we need that SDR software or the detector if it's available in your region. This is what the detector is detecting. It's not detecting the presence of electric field. It's not detecting the signals. It is detecting the byproduct emitted from these two radiation. That is why we need to use this detector. Okay. Sometimes I've watched videos where people show me that they use this detector, and when they put it closer to the laptop or the mobile phone, it gives you a specific reading, but the moment you plug it in with the charger, the reading goes higher, which is common sense, right? You're giving it more electric charge. The reading is supposed to go higher. But of course, what it doesn't detect is the byproduct. Of course, when you're giving it more electric charge, even the byproduct levels increase, including AirPods. I even have a video which some distributors have recorded and put it on social media and has gone viral with my AirPods video, right? So I'd like you guys to watch it and understand that this is what we are detecting, the everything in red, and this is what we need to protect ourselves from. I hope it's clear, right? So that's why emGuarde does not interfere with your telecommunication signals or even your electricity, basically. Okay. So what are the key features of emGuarde? First of all, easy to integrate, has a wide coverage range of 8 meters diameter. Okay, in open spaces, we've even seen a wider coverage. Okay, easy to use Type C cable. Please use the cable that comes with the emGuarde. One device, big coverage, low running cost. In fact, you won't even see a difference in your electric bills, your electricity bills. In your home is I literally keep it on 24/7. And if you're using it 24/7, then it's designed to last for 5 years, right? Doesn't mean after 5 years it's of no use, it still works, but the coverage may not be up to 8 meters, right? Might be 6 or 7 meters coverage diameter, right? That's the thing, but the emGuarde will still work and still keep you protected. Maintenance, there are no battery replacements, so no maintenance needed. Okay, easy plug and play. You can even plug it in with the power bank, but of course the range will not be 8 meters, depending on the output of the power bank. Okay, but at least when you're on the go, it could protect like a good 2 to 3 meters. So that's a good protection. Now, where can you use emGuarde? emGuarde is effective everywhere: home, offices, living space, restaurants, workroom, bedroom, car vehicles. I've done videos in electric cars. Please go watch it, to understand the kind of radiation that comes out from an electric car. I've done videos in aircraft. Okay, so if you just type emGuarde Tesla or emGuarde aircraft, you could probably find my video on YouTube, right? And you can see, and especially kids' room, the baby monitors and all those things, the toys that keeps the kids engaged and all of that, they're also emitting radiation. And kids absorb 10 times more radiation than adults. So emGuarde can be integrated everywhere, you know. So what's the investment for a device like this? Now, before I get to that, how many of you all feel that emGuarde is a necessity in every home? Please type 3 in the chat. If you feel that emGuarde is a necessity, it's an important device for every single home to have. 333, exactly. Now, the way how I forecast this, the way how I look at it is, 10 years ago or 15 years ago, not everyone had a cell phone, not everyone had a smartphone, right? But today, everyone has more than one phone, like I have two, right? So, emGuarde will be a product like that. The best, what can happen is every home will have an emGuarde. The best possible situation is everyone in the house also carries an emGuarde because they would have it in their car, and when they go to the office, they would bring it along. Okay, so that's the vision that I see for emGuarde. And for a product like this, where there's no other product in the world that can do what emGuarde does, the investment for a device like this is 1480 US dollars. Okay, it's the same price all over the world. So you can calculate according to your region. But if you want to know the exact price, please get in touch with your local branch. emGuarde is pretty much available in most countries except India, I know. But pretty much most countries. But also, we have a lot of people from other countries where emGuarde is still not available. They travel to the branch where the product is available and pick it up, or they personally import it, because that's exactly what I did. When I got the emGuarde, it was only available in Malaysia, and I couldn't get an ID or buy it from there. So I bought it from someone who lives there, and I started using it. And when emGuarde was about to launch in Dubai, I made sure that my team is educated even before the product was launched in the region, and we were able to sell more than 200 emGuardes even before it was launched in Dubai, right? So that's something that I want to encourage each one of you to do. If you feel that, if you see that, your branch is not selling as many emGuardes as it should be selling, I want you guys to take that initiative. I want you guys to, take the initiative with your teams and start doing the presentation. So get your emGuardes as soon as possible so that you can start doing this. And it's so easy to carry along everywhere. And the best part about an emGuarde is, with as compared to the Kangen machine, every home would probably buy a Kangen machine, one Kangen machine, right? If they have a bigger house, more people, maybe they buy two. But with emGuarde, you have a potential of selling more than one in every household, in every home. So that is the potential that I see. And many of you all here in this room, you see a huge potential. That means I also understand that you also want to be the one, the pioneer to be building this in your region. Am I right to say that? I know a lot of familiar people here. Hi, Amrut. Hi, Jay Chide. I think that's Jonathan. Uh, so you guys, I know some of you are already pioneers in your region, right? Yes, Chris, I see a lot of your videos and I see a lot of your trainings. So now, how do you get started? Now, some of you all, you said it's your first time being exposed to emGuarde, right? How many of you all here, it's your first time being exposed to Enagic, and you love this product, and you want to build a business with a product like this? Type 4 in the chat if it's your first time. If it's your first time with for an Enagic presentation. Oh, Chris. Yes, but you have been using Kangen. All right. So now let's look at this here. You know, what I really love about Enagic is as an individual, when you start the business with a company, you immediately get access to all these branches around the world. Just imagine how long it will actually take someone to build such a big empire and the kind of money that goes in building something like this, the kind of training, the kind of manpower, the kind of logistics, legal, all of that that goes in building such a big empire. For someone that starts the business with Enagic, you get access to all of this from day one, right? What is it? What is it worth, right? For me, it's worth millions and millions, even billions of dollars, right? But from day one, you get access to all of this with just an investment of 1480 or 4,000 or 5,000 US dollars, depending on which product you get. You get access to all of this immediately. Okay, so that itself is a win for me there. Okay, now these are all the offices operated by the company. They their company invested in all of this. So you don't pay any rent, you don't pay the salaries for the staff, right? But the staff is there to support us, right? So that's why I really love Enagic because we bring in the sales and the company is there to provide back-end support. Okay, so it takes away a lot of headache, um, a lot of stress from you. Now, the Enagic business is so simple. For you to start the business as a distributor, all you need to do is invest in one device. It can be any device. Some of y'all want to speed up and fast track your growth in the business. You go for more than one, which is a great idea. Okay. Right. So all again depends on your capacity. It depends on your ability to invest and your ability to your interest to build this business. And as a distributor, there is no monthly qualifications. You don't have to meet monthly targets. You don't have to buy stocks, stock them and resell them. You don't have to do that. The company fulfills the products, fulfills the orders. No annual renewal fee. You don't have to, pay something yearly to stay in the business. You buy the product once, and all you need to do is just sell at your own pace. Accumulative group sales. What this means is all your sales that you've done from day one is counted for your rank advancement. So let's say you reach a certain position and you take a break, you go on a holiday, or you want to spend time with your family for the next 6 months or 1 year. You can do that, and when you come back, you don't have to start from scratch. You continue from where you previously stopped. So that is the best part I love about Enagic because, I can still enjoy life. I have the freedom to travel and to do what I want to do. And I still know that my team, even if I'm not around, my team is still with me. And even when they're growing, when I come back, I look at my team, it's much bigger than what it was before. Okay. So that's the best part about this. There's no reset. Okay, there's no reset. In many companies, if you don't perform, if you are not active, kind of resets and you have to start from scratch. This is my favorite part, which is it's a global business. You can build this business anywhere in the world. There are people everywhere, and Enagic has only penetrated less than 1%, in the US, of course, but all over the world, we have less than 2.5 million homes using our products. So that's like a very small percentage. So there's a lot of potential for each one of you here. And patented compensation plan. There are more than 200,000 direct selling companies in the world. Enagic is the only company that has patented their compensation plan. Now, why I say this with utmost pride is because, first of all, Mr. Oshiro, when he built this compensation model, he built it to protect the distributors. So that long after he's gone, of course, we want him to live. In fact, he's on the way to live up to 120 years. This weekend, he will be celebrating his 84th birthday, right? So we want him to live up to 120 and longer, right? But look at the man, his vision is that I want to protect my distributors. So he patented the compensation plan. So even the company, if they want to change it, they cannot change it. So it's protected for all of us. Secondly, other companies cannot copy the plan. So if someone comes to you and tells you, oh, this is just another, selling thing, introducing, those schemes and all of that, you can proudly tell them, no, this is not one of those things. In fact, this is not like any other business that you've seen in the direct selling industry, right? So that is something that I proudly talk about. Legacy income inherited. So let's say, doesn't matter what you've built in the business, right? Or how far you've gone along in the career path, right? You can always pass this business on to your next generation. So let's say today I'm a 685-2. When I hit whatever my -3 or whichever rank, something happens to me, I can pass it on to my parents or my to my future wife or whoever, right? I wish to. Right? Untapped market. You can literally even start today. And I really tell people that Enagic has been around for 50 years, but still, do you know it's still untapped market? So it's so good that every single person that joins in new, you don't have to think that the market is saturated already. There's a huge market out there for each one of us here. Okay. And the best part about legacy income is that you know for a fact that all the hard work is not going to go waste. You can pass it on to your next generation so that it gives you a peace of mind, and it gives you something to look forward to in the future, so that you're not just working for today. That's why I tell people that if you think that this opportunity is all about you, sorry, it's not just about you. It's all about you just buying a product. No, this opportunity is about you building that future, building that legacy, not just for yourself, because Enagic has when you build with Enagic, it will provide you everything that you need, right? But it also provides your family members. I have team members, some of them that have passed on, some of them had unfortunate, events in their lives, so they're not in a position, they're not mobile, but Enagic is still looking after them and their family, because of the business that they have built and the ongoing sales that's happening in their team, right? So I tell people that this opportunity is much bigger than each one of us, right? And imagine this. If you have a team of 100 people, right, you are giving the 100 people an opportunity to create their legacy, which means it's not just your legacy that you're building, but you're also responsible. You're also influencing so many more people. Isn't that amazing? Because, at the end of the day, when we pass on from this world, we're not going to carry anything. But at least, our grandchildren will be talking about how we built something for it to have lasted so long. And Japanese companies, they're known for two things. They like to build good quality products, and they like to make it long lasting, and they last long. I mean, the company stays for generations, right? Look around and you will know that about Japanese. All right. Now, with the company, they pay out several types of commissions. I hope you guys are not getting bored. I hope you guys are having fun with the presentation and learning something new. If you're learning something new and you had like this aha moment, please type 5 in the chat, because I'd like to know. Um, I'd like to know you're getting something of value. Awesome, awesome. Of course, longevity, yes. Yeah. Awesome, awesome, guys. Thank you. All right. So, Enagic has several types of commissions. Today, I'm going to focus on the 8A or 8-point commission, what you would earn right now when you start the business. And also, I will show you what you will earn when you build this business for the long run. That is the career path. Okay. So, the way how it works is we are heavily, product based, which means we have a rock solid product. Now, as a business owner, you know, of course, it is our responsibility to ensure that the product is amazing. But Enagic has done that for us. Enagic has made sure that the product is amazing. And there's no competition for the product. So now that you know that as a business owner, what you have to think about is, how can I scale this? How can I make sure that everyone has this? Okay, the biggest mistake people make is they go too much into the details of the product. You don't have to do that. You know the product is proven, right? All you need to put your focus on is to build the business. Okay, this is something that I share with all my team, that don't become a doctor of the product. Yes, the product is good. You need to know some details. But if what good does the product do if it doesn't sit in people's homes? Right. So you have to be the one to create that momentum or be the catalyst to make sure that it goes to people's homes, okay? And that the best way to do that is to share the business with people so that it can duplicate. So once you get the product, right, and you start sharing this with as many people as possible, when they get that, you get what we call direct sales. Now, these are your direct customers. You can make as many as you want. There's no limit to direct sales. And when they get the products and they want to also build a business with this, and for every sale they do, you get what we call indirect sales. With indirect sales, you get overriding commissions. So just remember this. I call this leveraged income. So you're leveraging on your team's effort to also earn commissions. Now, remember this, direct plus indirect equals to group sales. We will be using this in the next slide, so please remember this. Okay. And the best part, how you can explain to someone that tells you that this is just like another scheme, another, multi-level marketing or whatever. Very simple. I always tell people that in most companies, right, you have to do 2, 4, 6, 8, like you have to build it like a structure. There's no flexibility with that, right? But with Enagic, you can build it the way you want. And in most companies, right, your success depends on how early you join the business, right? If you're the first one, then probably, there's a saying that you will, like 001, you'll be the first one, so you get everything. But in Enagic, right, it all depends on your success. It all depends on your performance. In fact, you can even earn more than the one that introduced you to this business. Isn't that amazing? Right? I have some of my team members that are higher ranked than me in the business, right? And I'm happy. I'm not jealous. I'm not, angry or upset. I'm happy. Isn't that a great culture to build your business with? Because, you're happy for your team's success, and that's the way it should be. Because, you should be rewarded based on your performance, not based on when you join the business, right? So that is something that I want to emphasize here. Now, let's talk about emGuarde, emGuarde's commission chart, okay? Now, there are two types of accounts. One is a 𝐏𝐸𝐻 account. Now, 𝐏𝐸𝐻 account means that you purchased any of the 𝐏𝐸𝐻 machines, 𝐁𝐻 or 𝐾𝐿 to start the 𝐏𝐸𝐻 business, right? And for every emGuarde you sell, you earn $85 per point, okay? But if you've joined the business, and we understand that because there are some distributors that want to start the Enagic business, but they don't have the investment to go to get the 𝐏𝐸𝐻 machines and 𝐁𝐻 or 𝐾𝐿. I understand that, and they want to get started with the emGuarde. You can build the Enagic business, and for all the emGuardes you sell and all the other products you sell, you earn 77% of the commission. So in terms of emGuardes, you earn $65 per point. And the moment you buy a 𝐏𝐸𝐻 machine or 𝐾𝐿 or an 𝐁𝐻, your account is converted to a 𝐏𝐸𝐻 account, which means both your accounts now will earn the full commissions. Okay, so what does that mean? Let's say you now you have a 𝐏𝐸𝐻 machine. Okay, it can be any machine, and let's say you buy your own emGuarde. Okay, now you have two accounts. Now, for every emGuarde you sell, your emGuarde account will also earn 85. Your 𝐏𝐸𝐻 account will also earn 85. Okay, but let's say you just purchased an emGuarde. You don't have any 𝐏𝐸𝐻 products, 𝐾𝐿 or an 𝐁𝐻, and for every emGuarde you sell, you earn 65. But the moment you buy a 𝐏𝐸𝐻 machine, or anytime 𝐾𝐿 or an 𝐁𝐻, right? Anytime after you purchase the emGuarde, you buy a 𝐏𝐸𝐻 account, 𝐏𝐸𝐻 machine. For every emGuarde you sell henceforth, you will earn $85. In the emGuarde account, you will earn $85 in the 𝐏𝐸𝐻 account as well, as long as the emGuarde is under the 𝐏𝐸𝐻 account. Okay, so I'm going to go much deeper into this in the next few slides, but I hope at least it's given you a basic sense of understanding how it works. Now, for today's presentation, I'm just going to use the emGuarde account example, considering that your distributors have just purchased emGuarde and they don't have any 𝐏𝐸𝐻, 𝐾𝐿 or an 𝐁𝐻. So 1A or 1 point is $65. Okay. I will come back to your questions, guys. I really appreciate. Thank you for putting in your questions. It's important that you put your questions because when you walk out of this room, I want you guys to be walking out with that most clarity than what you had before, right? So please put in your question. Do not hesitate, and let me do my best after the presentation to help you address it. Okay. Thank you. All right. So how does this work? So let's assume that you've purchased an emGuarde only and you make your first direct sale, you earn $65. On your second direct sale, you earn another $65. And you go up the next rank, which is 2A, you earn $130 on your third direct sale onwards. So from your third direct sale onwards, every direct sale you make, you earn $130 per emGuarde. Okay. Now, when do you go to the next rank? You go to the next rank, you earn 3A, which is $195 after 10 group sales. Now, these group sales, it can be a combination of direct and indirect. It's not just your direct sales. Okay, you can have 2 directs and you can have 8 indirects. The next direct sale you make, you earn $195 for every emGuarde, and the next rank is 4A, you earn $260 for every emGuarde after 20 group sales. Now, if you notice, there is 10 and there is 20. Does it mean 30? No. You have 10, so for 20, you need to do an additional 10. Once you have 20, every direct sale you make after that, you earn $260 per unit. The next rank is 5A, you earn $325 per unit after 50 group sales. Now, for those of you all from different countries, if I'm using dollars, you'll have to find out what's the commissions in your local branch, and you just multiply that. Okay. So now with this, you have 50 emGuardes. The next direct sale you make 325. How do you go to the next rank, that is 6A, after 200 emGuardes? Now remember this. Okay, for those of you all already in the 𝐶𝐽 business, okay, for the purpose of 6A, if you're only selling emGuarde, okay, there are two requirements for you to hit 6A. The first requirement is you must have 300,000 US dollar value. Now, if you're just selling emGuarde with a 1480 US dollar value, right, and you sell 100 emGuardes, you're not going to hit the $300,000 value. So hence you need 200 emGuardes if you're only selling emGuardes, okay? But if you're selling a combination of Kangen machine, 𝐿 or anespa, right, for every emGuarde from 1 to 90, it is counted as one group sale. emGuarde is counted as one group sale, okay? So what does it mean? You can sell 50 Kangen machines and you can sell 40 emGuardes, and provided that you hit the $300,000 value, right? It counts as 90. And the month that you're hitting your 6A, you need to do 10 group sales to get your $3,000 bonus, okay, title incentive. To get the $3,000 incentive, the 10 sales should be either 10 Kangen machines or 20 emGuardes. Because for that 10, the month of 6A, the 10, every emGuarde is counted as half a group sale. Okay, for 6A bonus and above. Okay, but up to 90 units, every emGuarde is counted as 1 unit. So what does it mean? If someone joins in with just an emGuarde, okay, and they sell 50 emGuardes, they're already 5A. Right? And when they buy their own Kangen machine, they get 5 points back. It's like a reward, it's like a cashback already for them. Okay. I wouldn't even push it up to 5A. Even 4A is a good rank to open, your second account if you want to. So, so that's one thing to note here. And the second thing to note here is every person that you're selling a emGuarde to could also be a potential Kangen customer, or the other way around. Every person that you sell a Kangen machine to could also be a potential emGuarde user. So imagine this. All you need to do is just find, if you're just selling the emGuarde and the Kangen machine, all you need to do is just find 50 people. 50 𝐾𝐸s, 50 emGuardes, you're there. Okay. So that this kind of helps you. I hope this kind of helps you understand the business model. Okay. And in terms of the indirects, I'm not going to go much deeper because your indirect sale depends on the line where the sale comes from. So if your sales are coming from your 1A line, for every indirect sale, you earn $65 US. for an emGuarde. And the moment this person buys a Kangen machine, for every emGuarde, they start earning $85 per point. Okay, the company immediately makes your account to earn the full commissions. Okay, now this is only fair because someone that's come in with a $5,000 investment versus someone that's come in with a 1480 investment, you know, there has to be a benefit given to someone that's come in with a $5,000 investment. That's why, someone that comes in with $5,000 investment kind of earns 29% more commissions than someone that's come in with a 1480 investment. Okay, but at least that way people start the business. Okay, so I'm just going to run through this slide. Don't mind me. This is basically how the 8 points are calculated and everything. You can always, you can always discuss this with the person that introduced you here today. I'm sure they'd be happy to share with you how this works. But just understand that your indirect sale commission depends on the line where the sale comes from. Okay, and everything in green is your commission in US dollars. You can take a quick snapshot and then you can discuss with your leaders. Now, because every team has a different strategy, so I would not want to, tell you what's the best way to build this business. Please, that is something that you work with your leaders, right? But I want to show you what's in store if you decide to build this business seriously, and if you want to take this business to, as something that you want to build a great legacy for your family. Because at the end of the day, everything that we do is keeping our family in mind, keeping our dreams in mind. So the first step for you to do is to hit 6A. You become 6A with 200 plus emGuardes or 101 group sales. Okay. So as a 6A, in the month of achieving 6A, if you have 10 group sales, you will be eligible. You will earn 3,000 US dollars. Okay. Now, it doesn't stop there, because once you hit this, you want to also help more people in your team achieve 6A. And when you help at least two people in two different lines become 6A, you become 6A too, and you earn $6,000 one time. And when these two 6A distributors become 6A2, you become 6A2-2, and you earn $12,000 one time. And when these two 6A2s become 6A2-2, you become 6A2-3, which will give you $25,000 one time and 5,000 US dollars monthly plus other incentive calculations. There are certain performance requirements to be met, right? Because it's not just free money out there. If the company is paying you something every month, they also expect something very basic. And let me tell you something, it's easily achievable. So on an average, those that are performing, those that are achieving those basic performance requirements earn anywhere between 5 to 8,000 US dollars every month on an average. Okay. And the same way you go to the next rank, 6A2-4, you earn 50,000 one time, $10,000 monthly. -5 is $15,000 monthly, $100,000 one time. -6, $200,000 one time, $20,000 monthly. Now, some of y'all who have not yet hit these ranks, don't immediately tell yourself that it's not possible or it's too hard to achieve and all of that, because what you tell yourself becomes a reality. Okay. We have thousands of people that have achieved these ranks. In fact, I'm not, like I told you, I'm not just a 6A. I'm a 6A 5-2, which means I have 5 lines of 6A2 and above distributors. Okay. In fact, I have more than 50 6A distributors in my team, about 12 6A2s and about 5-2s in my team already, and even 1-3 coming up. Okay. Why do I say this? Because it is achievable. Even in the world, we have people, I think more than 10 people that have achieved 6A2-6, about 3 people that have even exceeded this and have hit 6A2-7. So every single person here who have achieved these ranks started as a 1A. Okay. So don't think that, they had some special privileges or whatever, right? Everyone starts off as a 1A. Okay, everyone's situation is different, everyone's financial situation is different, right? But one thing is common, is their efforts, is their hunger to, create a legacy for themselves and their families, right? So it is achievable. And that's why I say it is so beautiful that as long as you're performing, don't worry about who introduced you in this business, just worry about your goals, and don't even think about what people have to say. If you think about what your prospects are going to say, and if you build the business for the prospects, then you will sooner or later you will give up, because chances are you'll get more rejections than yes. And it is a universal thing, okay? Because only less than 5% of the people in the world are successful. And if you're seeing this potential, that means possibly you're in that 5%, right? So the only thing will differentiate you from the 95% is your efforts, is your unwavering, unshakable belief to achieve all these goals. Okay? Don't put your belief onto others. That's something I want to leave you guys with. Okay? So I hope you can take a screenshot of this. Someone needs me go for the previous slide. Okay. I don't know which slide. If this is the slide, I'm here. You can take a screenshot, and don't worry, for those of you who stay till now, I have something to give you guys. Okay, all of this will be made available for you in our groups. I will be sharing with you the QR code for that. Now, for those of you who stay till here, this is something special. How big is the emGuarde market? If you're wondering, how big is the emGuarde market, let me tell you something. The emGuarde market is huge for kids. Why? Because kids, every single kid is now on a mobile phone or iPad. And it's good for schools because every classroom now can have an emGuarde. Have you ever thought of it approaching schools? Okay. Imagine if a school has 30 classrooms or 50 classrooms, every classroom having an emGuarde. They can even advertise that their classrooms are free from harmful radiations. Don't you think that kind of gives them an extra edge over other schools? Parents would want to send their kids to such schools where, the kids are protected from these harmful radiations. They could even increase their school fees, kind of make some money from that as well, right? That could help them offset their investment towards the emGuardes, right? That's one idea. How about aircrafts? If you know people that own aircrafts or the decision makers, every aircraft's having a few emGuardes. They could even advertise that. Okay. So these are beautiful places where you can have emGuardes. And not only that, if people have to think about, can I make the most use of the product? Okay. You can show them this because emGuarde is not something you just attach it somewhere. You can carry it around everywhere. Okay. How about electric cars, EVs, electric vehicle? Today, the world is moving towards electric cars. Every car needs one. I'll just share a quick story with you. We don't have a lot of time, but I'm going to share this quick story. I don't really use Uber here because I drive. I don't have an electric car. But long back when I had just gotten the emGuarde, um, I took a taxi. It was a Tesla from Enagic Dubai office to the airport during peak hours. From the Dubai office to the airport, it's about an hour. Non-peak hours, it's about 20 minutes. Okay. So I was sitting in the car for an hour, and as soon as I got off the car at the airport, I couldn't feel my legs. My legs were kind of weak. And I didn't have my emGuarde turned on, it was in my luggage. And what I did was, after I think about a week or so, again, the same time, I had to travel out of the country. So I took a taxi from the office to the airport, and it was about an hour. And this time I had my emGuarde plugged in the back seat. I was sitting in the front. And when I got off at the airport, I could stand up. I mean, I could feel the strength. I was not feeling weak like the previous time. And I even forgot that the emGuarde is there behind. I just took my luggage and I was walking straight to the airport, the doors, and the taxi driver called me up and he said, "Sir, you're leaving behind something." That's when I realized, oh, the emGuarde was on all along. Because in traffic you just have a conversation with the driver and you sometimes forget what's behind. Right. So I just want to share this experience with you that I had. And this is something very common that most electric vehicle owners mention, the kind of symptoms that they have because of all these gadgets. Sorry, because of the electric batteries in the car. All right. How about this, guys? This is like I told you, technology is getting closer and closer and closer, you know, and yeah, so And these all these gadgets, every day becoming more smart. You can connect them. They're all connected with your phone, so you can turn on your washing machine with your phone. Your cameras, your TV, your air conditioning, everything is connected, smart, right? So, so let me tell you something. If some of y'all are thinking, "Hey, I'm a salesperson. I'm a distributor." Let me tell you something. You are not salespeople. Okay, you're not selling anything. You are basically lives. You're saving people's lives. Okay, so we are all lifesavers. As cliche as it may sound, it is the fact. Okay, and people will thank. How many of y'all truly have experienced benefits, tangible difference after using the emGuarde? Please type in 6 in the chat if you've seen tangible difference after using the emGuarde, like what I have seen, like what my mom has seen, right? Yes, you can sell multiple units to a single client. Yes, right? So, aren't you thankful to the company? Aren't you thankful to your introducers for introducing this company to you, right? For me, I'm always grateful to my sponsors, to my leaders. Anytime they call me, I'm utmost humbled to talk to them. There's no ego or anything, okay? Because why? If they had not told me about this, I wouldn't have been in a position to save my parents, my father from diabetes, my mom from cancer, and all of that, right? But no medical claims, guys. I'm just telling you out of my own personal experience what has happened to my mom. All right, Elizabeth, wishing you the best to get the emGuarde as soon as possible. Congratulations on your K8. You did the best thing for you and your family. Now, for those of you all who want to be a part of this journey and want to know more, want to save more lives, all the resources are available on our Telegram groups, on our Facebook groups. So please take a screenshot of this, and then you can visit these pages, join the Telegram group if you've not joined. And my request is, if you like the presentation today and you want to bring more people into this call, just take a decision to make a decision to invite as many people as possible for these calls. Okay, we're doing this every week, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So you can bring people here. Okay. And let me tell you guys something. This is a very safe environment for you to bring in your people. Right. Now, although most of y'all are not from my team, but why am I still doing this? Because at the end of the day, we are one family, one umbrella. Okay. When you're growing, right, which means that our society, our environment, our community is growing, and as long as I can, I'm so grateful that what Mr. Oshiro and the company has blessed me with, I'm so grateful for that. So the the best way that you can give back to me is by filling up this room with a lot of people. Okay. And I'll do my best to add value and to ensure that, people make a decision after this call. All right. Did you guys get value from today's session? I have many more QR codes. Please click on these. Take a screenshot as well. Thank you. Most of you are nodding your heads. So thank you for showing up. The 99% of success is just showing up. Okay, and that 1% is applying what you've learned. So the 1% difference is what makes you different from the rest. We all show up, which you've already shown up. Let's ensure that more people show up and take action, because the distance between your dreams and reality is called action. Okay, so let's take more action, and so now there's a Europe tour. So if you're from the Europe or you have friends in the Europe, please take a screenshot of this, send them to all these different locations. If they have, of course, Lagos is not part of Europe, it's part of Africa. But if you have friends all over these cities, please send them. I have our, what do you say, amazing emGuarde presenters, 𝐏𝐸𝐺 and Simon. In fact, they're not just emGuarde presenters, they're my very good friends. In fact, 𝐏𝐸𝐺 and Simon are my uplines even. Direct upline. So we built a business together. So I can vouch for them. They're amazing at what they do. Even Mr. Oshiro calls Simon Mr. emGuarde, right? So your people will not you will not be let down by sending your people to these presentations, right? So make use of this. And those of you who want to take your business to the next level and want to build something fast to shorten the amount of time it takes for you to achieve all the success in the Enagic business and to understand the mistakes that distributors make and the strategies that you can use, I want to invite you guys to come attend the Essential Enagic Workshop and the emGuarde Summit on May 10th and 11th. It's happening in Malaysia. It will be the best investment that you've made in terms of improving your knowledge and upskilling yourself in the business. So take a screenshot of this. The tickets are right now at I believe early bird. It's a highly discounted. No, I won't say discounted. It is a highly subsidized price. Okay. The company doesn't even make money from running this workshop, right? Right. But why do they do this? Because as long as you are upgraded, you are the only thing that we gotta improve in this business is ourselves, right? So this will be a great investment. Let me tell you something. This workshop was the reason why Enagic Malaysia went on to become, at one stage, went on to become the number one branch in the whole world. Enagic India is doing so well. Enagic India was able to scale up so well. Myself, at age 22, having no experience in business, I was able to achieve 6A in less than a year because of this business, right? And my team was able to also get this because of this workshop. Okay, and we have added the emGuarde Summit the following day to hear from successful distributors who are promoting the emGuarde, their story, their experience, and also to go deep into the product itself. Scan this QR code and look forward to having you guys there join us for the workshop. So that's about it. Now let's quickly get into your questions. I know today we have overshot time. Usually I finish this in 60 minutes, guys, right? Today, overshot. Um, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's quickly have a look at the questions. Yes, Jess, I think I answered your question. Angie, yeah. Okay, it looks like no. Okay, Chris, do emGuarde only accounts receive the same full commission on nope. emGuarde only accounts receive 77% of commission for the other products, right? Okay. So as soon as they make a self-purchase like 𝐏𝐿, it will bring them to full status. Yes, both the accounts, the emGuarde account and the 𝐿 account starts earning full commissions. Yeah. Can you display? Okay, great idea. Do they have an adapter for inside the car? All right. Now you can get that locally. You can. It comes with a USB adapter, the device itself. Okay. However, not all cars have the USB, the normal USB Type A adapter. So what I've done in some cars is I have a smaller adapter, which is like a Type C to a Type A. You can buy that from, internet anywhere. You can get that. It's a converter basically from Type A to Type C, and you can plug that into the car. Okay, I know some people they even use their power bank and plug it in the car. No adapter, yes, because it even Apple stopped putting adapters in the box, because we want to go carbon free and all that. And different countries have different adapters. So you can use any adapter, just make sure that the adapter, the output is 5 volt, okay, 5 volts output, 2 to 6 ampere. Let me put that down. Output is 5 volts with 2 to 6 ampere. As long as the adapter has this output, is good. Okay, output is 5 volt. Right. Because to get the maximum coverage, you gotta get this adapter. What I've seen is most of the Apple adapters have this output, but just check it out. Yeah. All right. When is it being launched in India? I do not know. Most likely this year. Can we sell multiple emGuardes? Yes. What's the best video to send to potential clients, please, for buying the emGuarde? There are quite a few videos. Again, it depends on the need of the customer. There are some that is just like a minute, some are 9 minutes. So the best thing to do is to go to the YouTube channel and look for a video that would create that desire for your clients. If you just want them to come into the presentation, I would send them something short, like a minute, a video that's for a minute. If you know they're driving an electric car, then you can send something where you have a video for an electric car. It depends again, depends on different clients. But yeah, the best video which covers everything is the official video that is on the emGuarde.com website, right? That's the best video if you ask me personally. Yeah. It's very well done. The company has invested a lot of money in making that video as well. So yeah. Um, all right, guys. I work in IT industry and use it at office. I feel it's a must-have. Amazing, amazing health enriches. Which city are you from? Health enriches Miracle H2O. All right, thank you, thank you. Oh, all right, thank you, guys. My pleasure. Being able to share this information. Let's ensure that the next meeting it's happening on the 14th and 15th. 14th, I won't be around. So my friend Egbert, who's also an amazing presenter who runs this along with me, he will be taking the session on 14th, 15th. I will be back and look forward to meeting you guys then. Just fill up this room with a lot of people. And I wish you guys all the success. When is it launched in India? Again, like I said, I don't know. Okay, from Hyderabad, that's great. Any way to get new detectors? Um, there are some detectors available in the Dubai office. If you have friends that are traveling from Dubai to the US, they can pick it up from here. Yeah, that's one thing I can say. And yeah. Because, the reason why the detector is something that right now many branches don't have it, because we want to encourage people to use the SDR software so that they can see the level of suppression. It's very visual, okay? So that's why the detectors are fantastic, but yeah, the company is working a way to make it available. But at the moment, yeah, Dubai, I think they have about 30 detectors or so. So yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Whoever wants the MGuard video, I have it. All right, Angie, thank you. All right, guys. So see you all. Have a good day, good evening, good night. I know some parts of the world it's already the next day. It's 13th of March. Okay. All right. Good to see you, Solomon. Congrats on your 6A. So all right, awesome, Mary Jane, Chris, Christopher White, from ISS, I believe. Elizabeth, good to see you guys. See you all in the next meetings. Good night. Good day. Take care. Thank you. Thank you.